This is the Galeon 410HTC. This is an interesting boat. It's a sports cruiser, but they've got a tremendous amount into it. For a start, it's a hardtop, as you can see. It's got a deck saloon on this one. It's got 2 cabins, it's got 2 heads. It is very Galeon. They've really got a tremendous amount into what is just over 40 foot of boat. So we're going to go on board of this one. We're going to do the full tour. This is, of course, an owner-operator size of boat. So no crew cabin, but it has got an awful lot to show you. And we'll step on here and I'll show you exactly what. There is a high-low platform here. You can see here, in fact, there's steps. Those 2 steps there, as it drops down, they form stairs down into the water. Really nice when you're swimming. But you do have also a ladder here, very helpfully. So when that is up, if you need to get somebody out of the water quickly, you have got that, which is excellent. There's also storage in behind here. So they open up like that. So as you can see, we've got fenders in there at the moment and so forth. And the other thing we've got back here, if I push the right little button, there we are, is a barbecue area. So the grill, the sink, cool box, empty can of Coke, it's all going on. Let's slip my shoes off and I will take you around and show you the whole thing. Now, very Galeon this, to have the drop balconies. They're on both sides and they really open this space right out. Basically, they hinge here, so that comes up through 90 degrees. Obviously, you take the rails out first, and then that gives you a bulwark that comes right down the side when you're underway. When you're stopped, you power it down, you put the rails in, and it massively increases this space. When it's up, there is a door that slides out of here, which meets it, so that you have got the enclosed cockpit, like so. And there's a transom shower here as well when you've been in swimming. Seating area here, what you can do with this is, first of all, the table unfolds, but also it's height adjustable, so you can drop that down, infill that, make that into a nice sunbathing area. And yeah, check this out, look at the way that they've connected this right through. So the doors, basically you've got these 2 sections here that fold flat and slide across to there, and then beyond that there's a simple door then that opens. So you can have this when it's all closed up just with a standard door to walk in and out, or you can fold it, slide it, put it all to the edge, and then this links through completely. Look at that. That is remarkable, isn't it? If we come around over on this side, again the drop balcony, and again the door that hinges out to close this. Oh, there we are. That's what I'm talking about. Slides out, I should say, to close that off just there. It's very Galeon, isn't it? If we head on inside, more moving parts. This section here, well, first of all, the table, as you can see, has a drop relief, so you can make that bigger for dining. It's also height adjustable. You can drop it down and use that for a bit of extra sleeping. But beyond that, a couple of things you can do. Firstly, this whole section here will lift and move out. You can swing it around through 90 degrees and it extends then across that way to make this a more social space. But the other thing that you can do, if we move those 2 cushions out of the way, is this backrest does this. This is a very, very new boat. There we go. How cool is that? So you're kind of inside the boat, but looking out over the water. That's really nice. And in fact, there's more adaptation, because this one here you can see is on a little hinge. What you can do with this, so I remember how to do it, is you can lift it and you can drop that flat like that, and there's a support that comes out, and that basically gives you a seating looking out across the water from there as well. Good. A lot of moving parts, isn't there? Let's head on in a bit further, more to see. Distribution panel is here, also generator control, air conditioning on this one as well. That's all controlled from there. Fusion stereo is tucked away there, and then bits of storage about the place as well, like so. And in behind this settee there's a TV, so if I push that button there, movie night. Brilliant. Okay, onwards. Galley is up here, drawers underneath, and of course your sink, your hob, your cooker, fridge, and so forth. These have got blinds that come up here, so if you want to close that off, then you can do very easily. But the other thing we have here, of course, which you might have spotted already, is this massive opening roof section. Look at this. So it really opens this out, particularly if you have the side door open as well. That makes driving this boat feel like a very open experience, but slide those across, slide that shut, slide the roof shut, and you're into a proper enclosed coupe. And as I mentioned before, you can air condition or heat it. Fantastic. Double helm. We've got autopilot on here, we've got the Volvo engine instrumentation, we've got the multifunction displays which you can set up however you want, navigation and so forth. Bow thruster on here, but there's also joystick control. It's on out drives, but you have joystick control of those drives. That wants to be like that, and that wants to be like that, and now all is well with the world. Trim tab controls, VHF radio, it's all going on. This is really nice though, because you can step from here straight out onto the side deck. That works really, really well. And look at this massive one-piece windscreen across here. It's great, isn't it? Good. Okay, let's press on a bit further, because the lower deck on this is very interesting. As I say, she's a 40-foot boat, or just over, and yet 2 cabins, 2 heads. Check this out. If we go forward first of all, we have this cabin. I'm saying this cabin rather than the guest cabin, because actually I'm not quite sure which you would call which. I think this is probably the VIP cabin rather than the owner's cabin. We'll have a look in a minute and see if we can suss it out. What's interesting about this, you can see how these are split in the centre, and that's because you can lift this and move it across. You can do the same with that side, of course, and then you've got V-berths. If you've got kids, that is a welcome option. Loads of glazing in the ceiling. We've got the sunbed cushions on at the minute, so you can't see it very well, but you can see there are three skylights, the centre one of which is an opening one, and we've got the big hull windows in here as well. So a lot of natural light, but also a lot of artificial lighting, as you can see about the place. There is wardrobe in here, and then storage dotted around in places like this. And we've got it down here as well. There we go. Helpful, isn't it? This is bilge access here, so engineering areas, batteries there, for example, for the bow thruster. All that stuff is all very get-at-able. There's another hanging rail there. And light switches down here. And this makes this cabin ensuite to the day heads. So there's access straight from the passageway, or you can go in from here. I think let's go in from here, because this door opens outwards so we can see it a little bit better. We've got basically the sink and the loo and the shower. So the loo and the shower are in the same place. There's a rainfall shower there, and that is a necessary compromise of the size of boat. If you want to have a separate loo and a separate shower and a separate sink, then you want something a bit bigger. But the idea of this is you can still close this area off here and still leave yourself with a dry area to come out into. So it's, yeah, as I say, it's a necessary compromise, but it works perfectly well. You've got a big shower area there. During the day, of course, you'd just be using it as a loo, but in the morning, you got that. Fantastic. Again, big hull windows, again, of course, blinds that come across these, and the little square section there is an opening section, and a bit of storage underneath. And that's your loo roll. They thought of everything. That's the door, of course, into that forward cabin where we just were. Perfect. Okay, and then if we come back here, I'm going to say this is the owner's cabin because it's bigger and it has its own ensuite. So yeah, I think that's the deal there. But yeah, look at this. So the headroom, of course, it's a bit lower in here because we're back underneath the saloon. And again, it's a necessity of the size of boat. If you want full standing headroom, no problem, buy yourself a 55 footer and you'll get it. But at 40 foot, this is a great cabin. Look at the size of it. Full beam of the boat. We've got loads of storage about the place. So shelving there storage along there, storage down that side. We've got TV in here as well. And it's high enough that you can sit up in bed. It doesn't feel cramped. You don't feel like you've crawled into a hole. And you have got standing headroom then at this end. So if I stand up here, you can see, even with that door closed, we've got room here to get changed and then drop down and into bed like so. Keep coming back to it. It's a just over 40-foot boat, and that for a 40-foot boat is excellent. But what's even more excellent is how many 40-foot boats have got their own private heads, and in this one they've even managed to find space to have the loo separate to the shower. So if you're the owner, you're not compromising. It's only your guests that are, and that's fine. They're not paying the bills. But yeah, big shower area, isn't it? Look at the footprint in here. And then, of course, you've got your loo, you've got your sink, you've got your mirror wave, you've got your big hull windows. It's all going on. Dramatic, isn't it? Okay, let's come out of here. But you can see what I mean, can't you, about just how much they've got into this. It's very Galeon. Again, access to plumbing, for example, that's to the top of one of the tanks. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, let's go and take a wander around the outside, and then we'll finish up with the engine space. We could go out the side door, but I think we'll go back and round so that we've covered everything. There we are, repeat of the Fusion stereo outside. Isn't that a big space? Perfect. Let's head on forward. These are fillers here. Well, one's a filler, one's the exact opposite. It's a waste extraction point. That's water into that one. You can see what I mean about this helm. In fact, if you were docking this boat, you could stand out here and reach that joystick and actually watch the boat in. That's really good. That's that big one-piece windscreen, and then we've got sunbathing up here and this little seat on the front. And that one has got a hatch there so that that can fold and disappear into there. When you're underway, obviously you don't want that in your eye line. So that's where it goes. And that is the those hatches that we saw over that forward cabin. So if you're pushing up that hatch to open it, it would just push that out of the way. Someone's got some very creaky knees around here, haven't they? Anchor handling kit's under here. The anchor is on the bow, as you can see. Anchor chain lockers down there as well. Brilliant. Let's go back down this side. The last thing to talk about is engines. Obviously no crew cabin on this size of boat. That's that sliding roof. You've got radar, antennas, all that sort of thing is up on the top. And then down and back. And we'll find the engine access here. Now we are at a boat show, so there is inevitably loads of plastic boxes about the place, but I think we can work our way around those. Hang on, let's just... There we are. I'll subtly move those out of the way. I'll slide those a bit further. Yes, I can. Right. Hello. We'll be out in just a minute. Just want to stop to say hello. So we've got a pair of Volvo D6 380s in here. It's not a bad space when you get inside. Again, you know, she's a just over 40-foot boat, and yet you can get right round these. As you can see, that works well. Generator is on this side. That is superb, isn't it? These are giving the boat just over 30 knots flat out, so cruising mid-20s really, isn't it? And the range, a couple of 100 miles typically. That's probably what you would expect. And then if we look around here, it has a load of space up through here. You can see the batteries over there. You can see the Victron battery charger. Circuit breakers are down there. It's not bad, is it? It's well lit. Superb. Good, good, good. Okay, let's come out of there. Lovely. We'll drop that one down. There we go. I've got it. Let's jack the sack. Let's put him back on the seat. Having a rare day out. Fantastic. These are the balcony up and down buttons over here. Perfect. Let's go back up to the bow and we'll finish off up there. And that, my friends, is about the size of that. Massive thanks to Argo Yachting. They've organised this tour. They're the dealers for these in the UK, so I'll put a link to those guys in the description, and huge thanks as ever to you for watching. Let me know what you think of that, and we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.